Have you ever watched a brilliant AI project fail, not because the technology was wrong, but because no one knew how to manage it? 70 to 80% of AI projects fail to deliver their expected results, and yet the demand for AI project managers has never been higher. In this lesson, we will explore the PMI-CPMAI certification, where it came from, why it exists, and why it may be the most important credential in your career right now. Let us begin.
In 2017, two researchers in Washington, D.C. asked a simple but powerful question. Why do most AI projects fail, even when the technology works? Ron Schmelzer and Kathleen Walsh had spent years studying hundreds of AI projects at Fortune 1000 companies, government agencies, and nonprofit organizations. Their conclusion was not what most people expected. The problem was not the algorithms. The problem was not the computing power. The problem was the management. No existing project management framework had been designed specifically for AI. Waterfall did not work. Agile helped but was not enough. PMBOK had no guidance on what to do when your model drifted, or your training data turned out to be biased. So in 2017, Schmelzer and Walsh co-founded Cognilytica, a company focused entirely on AI research, training, and certification. The name combines cognitive and analytics, reflecting the philosophy of combining human thinking with machine analysis. In 2018, they launched CPMAI, Cognitive Project Management for Artificial Intelligence. It was the world's first methodology built from scratch, specifically for AI project management. Not adapted from something else. Built from zero, based on field research from real AI projects that succeeded, and many more that failed. From 2018 to 2024, CPMAI evolved through 7 versions, each one refined based on feedback from practitioners worldwide. During that period, it was adopted by multinational corporations, U.S. government agencies, and thousands of PM professionals globally. Now let us see what changed everything in September 2024. On September 19, 2024, at the PMI Global Summit in Los Angeles Convention Center, Pierre Lemon, president and CEO of the Project Management Institute, made an announcement that sent a clear signal to the entire PM community worldwide. PMI had formally acquired Cognilytica. This was not a reaction to the generative AI hype cycle. It was the result of careful, systematic observation over several years. I had recognized that its community of over 1 million certified PMP holders worldwide was increasingly being assigned to lead AI initiatives, without the right methodology, without the right vocabulary, and without the right governance frameworks. Cognilytica, after 7 years of fieldwork, had built exactly those tools. Under the acquisition agreement, everything transferred into PMI, the CPMAI methodology and all training content, thousands of research papers and white papers, the AI Today podcast, one of the leading enterprise AI podcasts in the world, and most importantly, Ron Schmelzer and Kathleen Walsh themselves, who joined PMI in senior AI content leadership roles. Kathleen Walsh described the significance this way: PMI brings a level of respect and legitimacy that helps project managers everywhere see AI as a vital part of their skill set. From that moment forward, CPMAI was no longer a credential from a small research firm. It became part of the ecosystem of the most recognized project management organization in the world, with presence in over 200 countries and more than 700,000 active members. Let us now see how the certification evolved through 2025 and into 2026. After completing the acquisition, PMI did not simply rebrand the product and move on. They followed a rigorous, evidence-based process to build a proper professional certification, the same standard they had applied when developing PMP over decades. In January 2025, CPMAI version 7 was launched as the first transition step, maintaining the original 6-phase structure while beginning the integration of PMI's certification standards. Exams shifted from Cognilytica's own platform to Pearson VUE, the global testing provider also used for PMP. In May 2025, PMI conducted a DACUM Workshop, short for Developing a Curriculum, a structured job analysis methodology validated by the Ohio State University Center on Education for Employment. 8 working AI project professionals, not academics, spent focused time identifying and reaching consensus on every task that a real AI PM actually performs. They identified 68 tasks in total. A follow-up validation survey with a broader practitioner sample narrowed that list to 35 tasks across 5 domains, each weighted by importance, frequency, and difficulty. In September 2025, PMI published the official examination content outline, the ECO, establishing the definitive structure: 120 questions, 160 minutes, pass or fail, 5 domains. In January 2026, the exam expanded to 8 additional languages, including Spanish, French, German, Arabic, Japanese, Korean, and both forms of Chinese. In March 2026, third-party providers began releasing updated content reflecting deeper agentic AI and generative AI coverage. Next, let us understand the fundamental gap that made this certification necessary. Let us put ourselves in the shoes of an experienced project manager. You have led dozens of successful software projects. You know waterfall. You understand agile. You hold PMP or PMI-CP. Now your company assigns you to your first AI project. Build a model to predict customer churn. Where do you start? A work breakdown structure? Identifying deliverables? Estimating timelines? This is exactly where traditional PM meets its limits with AI. Here are the 5 core problems. Problem 1. The outcome is undefined at the start. In software, you can write a clear scope statement. In AI, you do not know what the final model will look like, how accurate it will be, or whether it will even be feasible, until you understand the data. Problem 2. Data is not a feature, it is the foundation. In Agile, you manage a backlog of features. In AI, data quality determines everything. Biased, incomplete, or unrepresentative data cannot be fixed by any algorithm, any sprint, or any retrospective. Problem 3. The process is nonlinear. AI projects require you to return to earlier phases, sometimes even back to the problem definition, when data reveals unexpected issues. This is not failure. It is by design. Problem 4. AI brings entirely new risk categories. Model drift, algorithmic bias, hallucination, privacy leakage through model inversion attacks. None of these appear in any traditional risk register. Problem 5. The concept of done is unclear. At what accuracy level is the model good enough? When is bias low enough? These questions have no standard answer. But this power comes with serious risks. Let us explore them from the other side. What happens when you remove PM entirely? Many organizations, frustrated with traditional PM approaches, tried a different solution. Remove the PM entirely and let the data scientists run their own projects. The results were consistently problematic, though for entirely different reasons. Problem 1. Technically excellent models with no business value. Data scientists are trained to optimize models, to minimize loss functions, and maximize accuracy metrics. But a model with 97% accuracy and a 5-second inference time is completely useless in a production system that requires responses in under 100 milliseconds. The gap between a technically good model and a solution that actually delivers business value is large, and crossing that gap is the job of a project manager. Problem 2. No stakeholder management. Who explains to the CFO why the project needs another 3 months? Who convinces the legal team that using personal data is necessary and compliant? Who works with the sales team to adopt the new AI recommendation tool? Data scientists are not trained for these conversations, and most do not want to have them. Problem 3. Technical scope creep. Without a PM, AI projects drift endlessly. One more model improvement, one more architecture experiment, one more dataset. Each individual change seems reasonable. Together they create a project that never ships. Problem 4. No governance. Who is accountable when the model makes a harmful decision? Who maintains the audit trail for regulatory review? Who controls data access? These questions go beyond technical expertise. The conclusion is clear. AI projects need both. Let us see where PMI-CPMAI positions itself. Think of PMI-CPMAI as the bridge between two professional worlds that have always existed separately and rarely communicated well with each other. On one side, the traditional project manager brings strong stakeholder management, risk management frameworks, governance processes, budget control, and schedule discipline. But this same person typically has no knowledge of the AI project lifecycle, no understanding of data governance specific to machine learning, no experience overseeing model development cycles, and no practical framework for responsible AI and algorithmic bias. On the other side, the data scientist or ML engineer brings deep knowledge of algorithms, model training, feature engineering, cross-validation, and technical performance metrics. But this person typically lacks business alignment skills, stakeholder communication, project-level governance, and risk management at the organizational level. PMI-CPMAI fills the gap between both worlds. It covers the CPMAI 6-phase methodology designed for the non-linear nature of AI projects, AI-specific risk identification and mitigation strategies, data governance processes relevant to machine learning, model evaluation oversight from a management perspective, and responsible AI frameworks, including bias detection and ethics governance. Critically, PMI-CPMAI does not require you to write code, train models, or become a data scientist. It requires you to understand AI well enough to ask the right questions of your technical team, evaluate their responses intelligently, and govern the process toward real business outcomes. That is the core role of an AI project manager, and that is exactly what this certification certifies. Now let us look at the market data that explains why this credential matters right now. Let us examine the numbers behind both the opportunity and the urgency. By 2030, the World Economic Forum projects that more than 19 million jobs globally will be directly tied to AI. Global enterprise spending on AI is projected to reach $632 billion by 2028, according to IDC Research. In a 2025 Dremio survey, 86% of enterprises ranked AI literacy as a top organizational skill priority for the next 3 years. These three numbers describe a massive, growing opportunity. Now look at the problem side. Despite enormous investment, 70 to 80% of AI projects fail to deliver their expected business results, a finding consistent across Gartner, Harvard Business Review, and PMI's own research. Approximately 50% of generative AI projects are abandoned after the proof-of-concept phase and never reach production. A 2024 PMI survey found that 70% of project managers believe AI literacy will be essential to their role by 2026. And 73% of technology employers already express preference for candidates who demonstrate measurable AI knowledge, according to LinkedIn data from 2024. These numbers do not just describe a market, they describe a gap, a massive widening gap between the pace of AI investment and the ability of organizations to actually deliver AI value. That gap exists primarily because the people leading AI projects were trained on frameworks built for a different era. PMI-CPMAI certified professionals are trained to close exactly that gap, with structured methodology, governance awareness, and a language that connects technical teams to business leadership. The career opportunity this creates is proportional to the size of the problem. Let us now compare PMI-CPMAI directly with other credentials you may be considering. The most common question from PMP holders is, do I really need PMI-CPMAI if I already have PMP? The answer depends on what kind of projects you are leading. Let us compare them across the dimensions that matter most. In terms of scope, PMP covers all project types: construction, software, finance, healthcare, any domain. PMI-CPMAI focuses exclusively on AI and machine learning initiatives. For eligibility, PMP requires 3 to 5 years of verified project management experience before you can even apply. PMI-CPMAI has no experience requirement whatsoever. The only requirement is completing the exam prep course. The exam structure is different. PMP has 180 questions in 230 minutes. PMI-CPMAI has 120 questions in 160 minutes, but nearly 100% of the questions are scenario-based, meaning you will not memorize your way through this exam. You need to think like a PM, not recall a definition. For maintenance, PMP requires 60 PDUs every 3 years. PMI-CPMAI requires only 30 PDUs. On cost, PMI-CPMAI is $699 for members and $899 for non-members. The 21 PDUs you earn by completing the exam prep course can be applied toward maintaining your PMP, which means completing PMI-CPMAI preparation also moves you forward on your PMP renewal cycle. The key takeaway is this: these two certifications are not alternatives to each other. A PM who holds both PMP and PMI-CPMAI sends a compelling market signal: strong PM foundation, combined with specialized AI project expertise. This combination is increasingly what AI-focused employers are looking for. Let us now compare PMI-CPMAI to technical AI certifications from cloud providers. A frequent question from technically oriented professionals is, why choose PMI-CPMAI over AWS Machine Learning Specialty, Google Professional ML Engineer, or Microsoft Azure AI Engineer? The answer lies in understanding that these certifications serve fundamentally different career goals, and there is no real competition between them. Technical AI certifications like AWS Machine Learning Specialty are designed for machine learning engineers and data scientists who need to build AI solutions on a specific cloud platform. They require programming skills and test your ability to write code, configure machine learning services, and optimize training pipelines within a specific vendor's ecosystem. They are deeply vendor-specific. Earning AWS ML Specialty makes you an expert in AWS services, not in Azure or Google Cloud infrastructure. PMI-CPMAI is vendor-agnostic. It applies equally whether your team works on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or runs models on on-premise hardware. It does not require coding. It is designed for the person who leads AI projects, not the person who builds the models. The governance frameworks, ethics considerations, stakeholder management approaches, and business alignment methods that are central to PMI-CPMAI are almost entirely absent from technical cloud certifications. If you are a data scientist looking to grow into a leadership or management role, adding PMI-CPMAI to your existing technical credentials creates a genuinely rare professional profile in the market. Most candidates are positioned as either technical or managerial. Very few have both capabilities. PMI-CPMAI is the bridge certification for professionals who want to develop and credentialize that combination. Let us now look at the specific roles and salary ranges this credential opens up. The financial return on PMI-CPMAI is well supported by market data, and understanding it helps make the case both personally and when seeking employer sponsorship. In the United States job market for 2025 and 2026, AI project managers at the entry level, meaning 0 to 3 years of experience, earn between $95,000 and $115,000 per year. At the mid-level, with 3 to 7 years of experience, that range rises to $115,000 to $145,000. AI product managers, who focus on building and managing AI-powered products from strategy through deployment, typically earn $120,000 to $155,000 annually. AI program directors, who oversee portfolios of multiple AI initiatives, reach $150,000 to over $200,000 per year. As an independent consultant, AI project management specialists command $110 to $200 per hour, depending on domain specialization and experience. These figures aggregate data from Glassdoor, Process Exam 2026, and Cert Boosters 2025. For comparison, traditional project managers at equivalent experience levels typically earn around $100,000, meaning AI PMs earn 20 to 30% more. PMI's own 14th edition salary survey from November 2025 found that PMP holders in the United States earn a median salary of $135,000 to 24% above non-certified project managers at $109,157. Adding PMI-CPMAI to an existing PMP credential significantly strengthens your competitive positioning in AI-focused roles across all of these sectors. Industries with the highest demand currently include financial services, healthcare, technology, manufacturing, retail and e-commerce, consulting, logistics, and the public sector. Let us now consider which professional backgrounds are the best fit for this certification. PMI-CPMAI serves a wide range of professionals, but it is not equally relevant for everyone. Here is a practical breakdown to help you assess your own fit. If you are a PM who already holds PMP but has not worked on AI projects, this certification is highly recommended. Your PM foundation is already there. PMI-CPMAI adds the AI-specific layer on top. If you are actively leading an AI project right now, this is essential. You need the vocabulary, the methodology, and the governance framework that PMI-CPMAI provides. If you are a data scientist or ML engineer looking to grow into a leadership role, PMI-CPMAI is a strong addition. It gives you the PM toolkit you were never trained on, and it helps you bridge the gap between technical work and organizational decision-making. If you are a product manager in tech, strong fit. If you are a business analyst, strong fit. If you are a senior leader who wants to better understand and oversee AI initiatives, a good fit. The main cases where it may not be the right choice. If you are completely new to both PM and AI, consider building a PM foundation first, perhaps through CAPM, before adding this specialization. And if you are purely technical with no interest in project management responsibilities, a technical AI certification will likely serve you better. For everyone else, and that is the majority of professionals in project-oriented roles today, PMI-CPMAI is worth serious consideration. Let us now walk through the registration and exam process step by step. The process to register and sit for PMI-CPMAI follows 7 clear steps. Step 1. Visit pmi.org and create a free account if you do not already have one. At this point, decide whether to join as a PMI member. The membership fee analysis comes in the next slide. Step 2. Purchase the course and exam bundle through the PMI shop. PMI accepts credit cards including Visa, MasterCard, and Amex. For international payments, wire transfer is available. Installment options through Klarna or Afterpay are also accepted for orders above $50. Step 3. Read and formally accept the PMI Code of Ethics. This is a mandatory step before you can proceed to scheduling. Step 4. Complete the PMI-CPMAI exam prep course on the PMI Learning Management System. This is approximately 21 hours of self-paced online learning. You have 12 months from the date of enrollment to complete it. Upon completion, you earn 21 PDUs, which can count toward maintaining PMP or other PMI credentials. Step 5. After the system confirms your course completion, your My PMI dashboard will unlock the exam scheduling option. Choose between in-person testing at a Pearson VUE center or online proctored testing via OnView from your own location. Step 6. Take the exam. In-person at a testing center gives you a quiet, stable environment. Online requires a working webcam, stable internet above 10 megabits per second, and a clear, quiet space. Step 7. Your pass or fail result is displayed immediately after you finish. Official results and your digital badge appear in your My PMI dashboard shortly after. Let us now examine the cost structure in detail. Understanding the full cost structure of PMI-CPMAI helps you make an informed financial decision and, if applicable, build a business case for employer-sponsored training. The exam fee in 2026 is $899 for non-members and $699 for PMI members, a difference of $200. Annual PMI membership costs $139. So the comparison looks like this. As a non-member, you pay $899 for the exam alone. As a member, You pay $139 for membership, plus $699 for the exam, totaling $838, a savings of $61 compared to the non-member exam fee. But this straightforward math understates the full value of membership. Membership includes access to PMI's complete digital library, the latest edition of the PMBOK Guide, the Process Group's Practice Guide, the Brightline Strategy Series, Global Chapter Networking, and all continuing education resources. If you plan to also sit for PMP or maintain an existing PMP credential, the membership savings compound across multiple exam cycles and PDU reporting periods. PMI supports payment in USD, EUR, BRL, and INR, and accepts credit cards including Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. For international or corporate payments, wire transfer is available. Installment payment through Klarna or Afterpay is also accepted for purchases above $50. If you do not pass on your first attempt, PMI allows up to 3 attempts within 365 days. Each retake carries an additional fee, making strong first attempt preparation the most cost-effective strategy. PMI recommends at least 30 days of focused review between attempts, using your score report, which breaks down your performance by domain, to identify areas for improvement. Now let us close with your key takeaways from this lesson.
Here are 3 key takeaways from this lesson. First, PMI-CPMAI was built from real-world AI project failures, not from theory. Its DACUM foundation means every task you learn is something practitioners actually do. Second, AI projects need both PM discipline and AI literacy. PMI-CPMAI fills exactly that gap. Vendor agnostic, no coding required. Third, the market timing is perfect. 19 million AI jobs by 2030, 86% of enterprises prioritizing AI, and a high failure rate that certified AI PMs can fix. Share this lesson with a colleague preparing for PMI-CPMAI. Subscribe for new lessons weekly. Like and comment below. This is Peter Pham. See you in the next lesson.